everybody, Kitti Minx here.
And D-Night.
Yes, actually, I have been doing something with me. Yay.
Yes.
We're both very tired, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we are.
In case you missed my previous announcements, both on, the community tab and on videos, and in the live stream I just did randomly on Saturday, we have a baby.
Yeah, we do. And that's part of the reason for the radio silence. Sorry about that, but not a whole lot we can do.
Thank you, people, for not trying to bother him while I was AWOL.
It wouldn't have done any good, unfortunately.
Yeah, you're kind of hard to find online. I think the only people who know how to find you are some of my patrons on my patron Discord and, Anna.
Yeah, well, that's also because I've also, I've limited my social media just because, number one, stuff's gotten way too out of hand, and number two, I've just only had a need to be on, really just, one social media platform. I've expanded now to, 2 or 3, but I'm still keeping that information under wraps just because I prefer to keep my stuff as on a need to know. And no disrespect to y'all, but unless something comes up, y'all really don't need to know. Nothing personal, just I'm trying to keep my lines of communication clear. That's it.
Yep, but thank you for not... also thank you for not bothering Anna either, because I'm sure many of you could have put two together that with how much I talked to Anna, that she probably knew what was going on. And, if you follow her on Twitter or Instagram, she posted a few updates about, basically saying, hey, I'm still taking a break, that kind of stuff. Thank you for not bothering anybody. Kitti will be back when she's back. Thank you for your patience, that kind of stuff. And she did that of her own accord. I did not ask her to. I did not, PM her and be like, hey, can you just throw an update out there? No, she did those of her own accord, and I'm really grateful for it. And speaking of Anna, she has taken on some new projects, so definitely check out her website, which is always linked in my video descriptions. You can follow her on social media and see her new artwork and her new comics and her new stuff that she's got working on. And she's also back to working on stuff for me now too. It's just taking her a while because she took time to work on a special project back in May. So now she's backlogged with commissions, so she's trying to wrap everything else up first, and then she's getting to my stuff.
And your stuff, too, if you put those commissions in ahead of time.
Yep.
I know for a fact I had 3 commissions that I did, and I had to backlog one of them just because partially I'm indecisive. But finally, when I did make a decision, it took her a while to get around to it, and then ultimately, once she got to it, the ball got rolling, but it just took a while to get the ball rolling. So, work is always still top quality from her. So definitely, if you like the work she does, please, follow her, subscribe to her work. Does she still do live streams of her work anymore?
She does for her Patreon.
Okay, so
it's Patreon only at this point, and she does it through a special thing. It's not on YouTube or Twitch or anything.
Gotcha. Okay.
And under a different name, on a need-to-know basis, she has an OnlyFans under a different name. Which is a need-to-know basis. If you're curious, you can probably email her and ask her, and she might give it out, she might not, but only if you're genuinely interested, because she does hentai content now, too.
So, commit or don't show. No offense.
Anyway, but it's good quality work. Anyway, apologies for the crappy background here. I don't have my screen set up to cover it up, and this office is a work in progress still. I don't even have my good office chair built yet.
Sorry.
Yeah, well, you were supposed to have help with it, and your help was too busy doing other stuff. So.
Yeah, the whole house is in flux right now between construction projects, repairs, shifting spaces.
Easy YouTube.
Just saying.
No more mentioning it.
I'm just saying when that happened. Everyone had to adjust. So
the thing.
Yeah,
We'll call it the thing. I hope I can go in and beep that.
All right.
I'm sorry, y'all who've been around on YouTube during the entire situation, you know how picky YouTube's been.
Yeah. Well, sometimes they pick at it, sometimes they don't. So it just depends, I guess, on the context. But when that happened, we literally had a huge shift around of people in the house, so we were literally flying by the seat of our pants, so to speak. And But now that things have finally settled down, we're getting back to a normal routine.
And anyway, thank you all for over 30K at this point. I was supposed to do this at 30K, but I think I might have missed it by a month or so when I came back.
Well, I mean...
I'm up to 32K now, so thank you all for 32K.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yikes. All right, then.
So yeah, thanks everyone for 32,000 subscribers. And this is the answering questions y'all submitted. And at the end of the video, I will give out details for the fan art contest and a giveaway of a pop socket. And I'll tell you your choice for pop socket and how you can enter the giveaway. Anyway, so now I'm going to start with your questions, which you submitted via my community tab. Hopefully, I will get your names correct. That's why I have him with me to help me pronounce things.
You have me pronouncing?
I can always use some backup.
You're the linguist, not me.
True.
All right, let's see what we got from number 1.
Okay. What inspired you to become an ASMR YouTuber? Do you even know why I became an ASMR YouTuber? Did I ever tell you?
You did tell me, but it has been a while.
Don't tap the microphone.
And I've slept since then. All right, I won't tap. All right.
Tap on yourself.
Tap on. Now that can be interpreted other ways. Okay, so back to the question. You did tell me a while back. Unfortunately, I've slept since then, and I can't say that.
It was a complete accident.
An accident.
Yeah, complete accident. I made the Scarlet video forever ago, for the first Scarlet video, for fun. To engage people with my previous other job that I was doing, to try to engage my audience a bit, interact with them a bit. And I happened to tag it ASMR because someone gave me feedback saying the video is definitely ASMR, you should tag it as such. So I'm like, okay, I guess it's ASMR. And then people found it and were leaving comments and found my email and were saying, you gonna make more? You gonna make more? And I'm like, I guess I can make more. Crap, why not? But at the time, my oldest was not even maybe 4? I don't know, not even 4 yet. And I was still looking after my oldest kid at home at the time.
Do you remember what year you started?
It was end of 2017. I think my first ASMR roleplay was uploaded, I think, in October of 2017.
So then she would have still been 3?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So yeah, my oldest would have been about 3, and I was a stay-at-home mom at the time because of just financial reasons. With the exception of when I would work my other job, which was a travel thing. So, when I was doing the initial role plays, I was doing it around that schedule. I usually would wait until the kid was in bed. So I'd be recording at like 10 o'clock at night, then editing the next morning before the kid woke up, and getting it uploaded. And then, at the time, I didn't know how long people like content. At the time, I think my videos were only like maybe 10, 15 minutes long at most. I think some of them were a little bit shorter than that. And as I got feedback, people were saying, oh, make them longer, make them longer. I started making them longer. And I stopped putting up 3 a day. Because that was getting ridiculous after a while. And kind of draining on me as a person.
Didn't you have to deal with, was there like a time constraint that YouTube would only allow like X number of minutes? Or
I got past that pretty quickly. After a few uploads on the channel and enough engagement, YouTube lifted that for me.
So they didn't really give you any grief or crap?
Not for that.
Oh, okay.
They gave me grief because my initial role plays, a lot of them are considered too adult for YouTube.
Wow.
So they were giving me grief for that. So those of you who remember the early days of my channel, remember when I had to go periods without uploading because my community strikes would happen. And when I couldn't live stream on YouTube because community strikes would happen. But those eased up. I'd say I haven't had knock on wood, I haven't had a strike on my channel, a proper one, in over a year.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Well,
not for copyright and not for community guidelines.
Outstanding. Well, to be fair, you haven't uploaded for a while, but, I mean,
Still,
at the same time, no one else has thrown a strike at any of your previous work.
The last couple attempts at a strike, I put in an appeal and they got lifted, so...
Oh, they like you.
Apparently.
Wow.
They don't like me enough to monetize me,
Oh, of course not.
But they like me enough to listen to my appeals.
Well, they got to have something to fill the empty spaces, I guess. But still, you're doing great work.
So yeah, that's what inspired me. Basically, just complete accident. People like my stuff. I had no idea what I was doing. I still don't know what I'm doing. I really don't. I just do whatever comes to my brain. And I put it on the internet and hope people like it and hope people don't hate me.
Or she taps my brain for ideas sometimes.
Yeah.
So, not often, though. There's not a whole lot up there. So, next question.
Okay, when... Oh, and that first question was by Kajit with an internet connection. I'm pretty sure I pronounced that right.
Yes.
I haven't played that in so long.
I've never played it ever, but I know enough of my friends have pronounced it for me, so I know exactly how it's pronounced. So.
Okay, so the next one comes from... I can't even zoom in. So
let's take a look. All
looks
right.
like it says Chris Art?
Yeah, Chris Art.
This one comes from Chris Art. When you're doing ASMR videos, what's your favorite character? I hope you know this one.
I know your most identifiable character, but actually, no, this would probably be it. It would be Takara, right?
Yep.
Thought so. Okay.
Because she's the easiest to do. I'm inherently a very lazy person.
Oh, no.
I'm very lazy. It's easy. I can use my own voice to a degree. I just make it a little bit softer. And that's Takara. So I'm like, yeah, I can just breeze on this. I can just babble. And it's in character, so...
I mean, is that the only reason she's your favorite, or just because she's the easiest?
Well, she's also, like, identifiable. Like, she's got, like... Anna did an amazing job in her design.
Yes, no question about that. So, all right, let's see. Next up,
one comes from you people and your names, I swear.
You want me to read it?
Yeah, you do it.
Oh my goodness. Yeet McYeaters.
Okay.
I have a buddy of mine who would love to play Grand Theft Auto with you.
Okay, you have a lot of audios that take place in clubs, so I thought I would ask, are you a party person, or are you actually more of a self-kept person? What do you think, sweetie?
Party or more self-kept?
Yeah.
As in, like... I'm guessing that's another way of saying, like, self-isolated, or, like, just...
Introverted.
Okay. You have a tendency to... You definitely have a tendency to flow with a party if you're there. Like, you're not going crazy, or you're not, like, extremely outspoken or outgoing.
It depends who I'm with.
But you also have a tendency to socialize rather well. Other times, you have like you said, depending on who you're with, you have a tendency to... I'm sorry. This is a question for her. I'm throwing my own thoughts out.
Yeah, well, he's seen me in action in some instances, but, like, I go out with y'all have seen my work with Lena. Y'all know who Lena is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm with her. We're double trouble. Yeah, she's my wing woman.
It's true.
So when I'm with her, I'm, like, all over the place, and, we're bopping around, getting in people's faces.
If only she would come here, so then I can see this side of you, with her.
Yeah.
So, but
when I first met Lena, the first thing we did once we realized we had so much in common was we sat at a bar and did Irish car bombs for an hour.
Yikes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's me and Lena.
Alright.
So, it just depends on who I'm with. I have gone out clubbing quite a fair amount, but...
yeah, we used to do that all the time.
Yeah, even before I was with you, I went out with other friends. In college, I did that quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't so much go to clubs. I went to raves and parties and stuff like that. I was more of a rave person.
Yeah. I mean, used to do that a little bit, not a whole lot, but been to one. It was interesting, to say the least. All right, what do we got?
Let's see. This is from Parovsky?
Borovsky, yes.
Borovsky, okay.
How am I getting these names and you're not?
I can't see them well, even with my glasses. I need better glasses, is what this is.
Alright.
So, first, quite a few questions. So,
Alright.
you want to read these off?
Let's see. Okay, I'll fire them off, you answer them away. Alright, so from Perovsky. What do you find so attractive or fun about making audio role plays? I've always wondered what motive audio role players have to produce such content. Usually it's money. Yeah, probs is in it.
So that's the first question?
That's the first question. So
okay, money? Let's say what inspires you to do it?
What inspires you to do it, or what's your motivation?
My motivation to do it? For those of you who are new here, I am not monetized on YouTube. I have applied several times since I qualified for monetization sometime in 2018. And I've applied like half a dozen times. Each time I got turned down for one reason or another. And I can, try to submit again for it, but I've given up. I just know if I try again, they're just gonna go, nah. Because from what I've been hearing, unless you do very specific kinds of content now, like not too kid-friendly, not too adult-friendly, you gotta hit that sweet spot, and it can't be too this, it can't be too that, you're not getting monetized. YouTube's really erring on the side of caution.
They're also being extremely vague on purpose, but that's that's their prerogative.
So it's definitely not money. I do have a Patreon for people who want to get extra content on the regular, as well as other bonus perks like special streams and artwork from Anna that she doesn't post elsewhere and stuff like that.
Or commissions.
Yeah, and I've taken commissions. Commissions are closed right now for obvious reasons, but because I still owe a few. But I've taken commissions, and I get donations via my Ko-fi page, which are just little donations towards various small goals. But other than that, it's not really about money, because I didn't think I could make money doing this. I just was doing it for fun. And I guess kind of attention. Anyone who posts content on the internet, even on a platform that can't monetize really, you're doing it for attention. Your payment is people's attention, people's comments, people's likes, people sharing it, people hitting that, that follow button or that subscribe button or whatever buttons on that platform.
I'll throw something in just because I think it's also an observation, at least from my side. You can feel free to shut me down if I'm wrong. But I honestly think that you also do this not just because of money. I think you also do it because this is something you actually enjoy now.
That's the part of things I enjoy it. I said it's not about the money, because if it was about the money, I'd be monetized.
Which is also, again, another reason, like, you feel strongly enough to do something that you enjoy, you might as well, share it with other people. Sometimes you do something and you don't share it, you feel like, well, I've done something, but what was the point of doing it if no one else can see it? Me playing, amateur shrink here, I don't really know. I'm just spitballing a speculation based off of what I know of her. So, that, accuracy, 50, 100, 90?
You're pretty accurate. It's about just enjoying what I do. Like, I did it when I first started doing it. I started doing it more and more because I had fun doing it. I still have fun doing it. Even if I, feel a little bit of pressure sometimes to get content out to keep you all engaged, and especially now after I disappeared for 9+ months, I do feel a bit of pressure to get content out fairly regularly, so I did not disappear out of nowhere again. But other than that, it's really just about sharing something I enjoy doing, pretty much, and something I didn't think I'd enjoy doing because I didn't even know what it was, 3 years ago. So.
Yeah. Alright, so second part, have you considered streaming side content such as gameplay or a playthrough of a game? Just an idea so that you would have much more interactions with your fans or viewers. Thoughts on streaming gameplay or playthroughs?
Here's the thing. This would have been better when I was running on PC, which I was doing from like mid-2018 through to 2019. But I'm back on Mac. Games do not all run on Mac. Even ones that say they do, I am on the... I just got, thanks to his family, I have a new MacBook Pro. And it has the latest OS on it. And a lot of the games, even on Steam, that are for Mac, are not compatible with the latest OS. I'm still waiting on those, updates to the games or whatever, so they are compatible, but right now a lot of them aren't. So, and I'm pretty limited right now. It's only playing what I could play on my computer. I don't really have the access to a capture card or running something off of like a PlayStation or an Xbox or anything. I don't have that kind of capability just yet.
Not yet. We've got the consoles, we just don't have the means to stream yet, so.
And I don't even know what to stream. I am horrible at games. You've seen me play Ghost Recon on your account.
You played for a total of less than 10 minutes, and...
It was stupid.
You were having fun. That's the whole point.
I was having fun. I made my character that looked like The Rock, and then I proceeded to drive off a cliff.
I mean, so be it. I mean, if you actually take some video games too seriously, you're not going to have fun. Even the super serious Tom Clancy ones, like that one was meant for you to, goof around and have some fun with. So
the only games I'm even remotely good at are fighting games. And even then, my brother still to this day could probably whoop my butt.
Yeah, but then again, I mean. That's fighting games versus shooters, which, I'm a shooter. He's probably just solely into fighters. But that's another topic altogether. So,
I could, if I can get more games on my computer that work on it, I might do some gameplay. For my Patreon, when I did stream for them, I was streaming gameplay. I was mostly doing just goofy dating simulators. Because then I could get input from them in chat saying, oh, hey, which thing should I choose? And that kind of thing. I
remember this. This did not go well.
Yeah, my patrons and I, we played Doki Doki Literature Club, and we had to quit halfway through because the game was just too intense for too many of my patrons. And I'm like, all right, look, I'm not going to put you all through torture.
I remember that night. All right. Okay, part 3, and there's like 4 questions here. So not trying to monopolize, guys, but do want to answer. Do want to get through this. So we'll see if we can speed it up a bit. Will you slow down or stop making content once you've had your baby? Question mark. Of course, a baby is much more important, but I'd like to know if there will be a pause due to that. So, I mean, I guess the question is more like...
Baby already exists.
Yeah, well, baby exists, but the question being, with baby, are we going to expect a stop in content for like 3 months, 6 months, 9 months?
No.
Or, well, I mean, I'm getting to, or like, are we looking at, a slowly returning flow of content? That's my interpretation of the question.
It's more of a slow, steady return. Like, obviously, I put out so many role plays. Just expect sporadic uploads. Don't expect a consistent schedule. Like, if you see, like, 1 week where I put out, like, 2 or 3 here, or the next week, maybe 1 if that, or 2 if that, and the week after that, I put out 4, or whatever. That's just, I'm just doing it as my schedule allows, while also making time, make sure that my exclusive content for other platforms is done and also up there. So it's just, it's going to be sporadic until baby's on a schedule and my older kid is back in school. That's a big one.
All right, and the last question, how art thou of this moment that thou art reading this?
I'm good. I'm both tired and awake at the same time.
That happens. All right. Well, Perovsky, thank you for all the questions, man. All right. I don't know if you're a man or not, but...
Person?
Yes. Human being.
Human. Okay, human.
Human. All right. Game Brain... Jagraz? Hagraz? Game Brain asks, since I know you have cosplay, do you have a favorite character to cosplay?
Ooh, there's a tie now.
There's a tie now?
Yeah.
Who are they?
02.
Yes.
And from Darling in the Franxx, as you don't know the anime.
Ooh.
And Diva from Overwatch.
How did I actually know that? How did I actually know they were going to be those two?
And there's a third.
There is?
Blake from Ruby.
Oh, this one doesn't wear a bodysuit.
No.
Well, but okay,
The last time I wore Blake, I was at a convention in the summer, and I sweat my butt off.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna actually throw a quick query on top of this for the tie. Why Blake? Not that I think anything ill of Blake. She's actually one of my favorites, but why Blake personally?
I like the aesthetic of the costume designs.
Okay, and that's fair. That's
At the time when I did the cosplay, it fit my body type well. Not so much anymore. I'm not going to stand up. You're not going to see what I look like now.
My goodness, you are fine. Oy. Alright, before I go back off on that tangent, y'all don't need to see that. Okay, next up. Shout Out Nation asks, what was your favorite character to do in ASMR for? I think we got some repeats in here, but I think we can,
Well, in terms of a short term, what was my favorite, just one to do? Probably the 02 series I did.
Oh, that was a good one, actually.
The different renditions of 02, if she had a slightly different, if she had a little personality, switch flip.
Which was actually rather interesting. I like those a lot. And just because I'm with her doesn't mean I'm automatically biased for anything. Quite frankly, I do listen to her work, sometimes whenever I need a moment to just chill and catch my breath between breaks or work or whatever. I'll flip her channel on and just listen for a little bit. Yeah, I do that, sweetie. The other, okay. But, no, I'm not going to go off on that tangent because it's definitely different. Did you have anything else to add to that one or no?
Well, here's one. How about for you? What's your favorite character I've done?
So that's a bit of a loaded question, because I kind of have a three-way tie from what my favorites are of that you have done. Obviously Takara is one of my favorites just because I like the character, I like I like the personality, I like the aesthetic. Then there is Scarlet, I think, was my second one that I listened to. Poppy was the first. But Scarlet just had that nice kind of creeping... The early Scarlet you did had that nice creeping mentality. So while you're falling asleep listening, she definitely puts... Oh, four. I'm going to get to it in a minute. Just hold on, okay? Hold on. Scarlet just had that way of just nicely creeping into your brain and putting you at ease. So, especially the early ones you did. I haven't had a chance to listen to the others, but I'm pretty sure they're pretty on point with the original style. Ruby was actually kind of my silent crush when I started listening to her stuff. As just I don't know what it was about Ruby. I'm not sure if it was her aesthetic, her mannerisms. I don't know what it was, but it was definitely one of my favorites to listen to. Last one, and this one was kind of a sleeper hit. You only did one with this character as far as I know. Aubrey.
Yeah.
Housewife Aubrey.
Yeah.
There was something about that now granted, this is also, I'm going to call it tailored favorite because of my situation as we started living together and becoming more intertwined. Aubrey just felt nice and at home, and especially when I had to go away for duty reasons or other things pertaining to other jobs that I can't talk about right now. Aubrey was just that nice little slice of home that I looked forward to when I would come back home.
Aw, it's cute.
Yeah. Cute or not, it's the truth. I'm not going to tell a lie right now about it. So, all right, but I've expounded off that a bit. So, next question. Okay, so RZDS Dran B. Yeah, I'm going with her on that. Y'all and your names. All right, so RZS. I've got only 2 questions. Okay. Number 1, if you ever did a top 5 best ASMR, who would be in your top 5? Number 2, if you ever had enough free time, would you consider doing another stream on Twitch? Definitely got a few repeats in here, but I don't think, but you know, some of them are varied a little bit, so that we can definitely.
Yeah. Okay, so top 5 for me, obviously Takara would be one of them. Ruby. So Takara and Ruby are definitely my top 2.
All right.
And Aiko is getting more and more popular. The original yandere I did. Kalia the Wolf Girl also grew in popularity.
I forgot about her.
People really like Kalia.
Yeah.
And then most people, when it comes to my Nekos, would say Sasha would be one of them. Sasha is popular among you all, but my favorite Neko to do is actually Mika.
Interesting.
Yeah, a little more flirty one.
Yeah. All right. Part 2. Free time. Would you enough free time? Would you consider doing another stream on Twitch?
Twitch was. I don't see myself getting on Twitch that often. Just because of timing. I do streams. I'm going to be trying to get back to streaming for my patrons, at least once a week. So that's going to eat up my, setting aside time to stream. I will do public streams on YouTube here and there for you all, because there's one coming up I'm planning out to celebrate 30,000 subscribers, so I can just directly interact with you all, now that I know how to get the streaming software to kind of work right. But as for Twitch, if I do hop on Twitch, it's going to be sporadically.
Okay.
So if you know how to find me on Twitch, you can, but I'm not going to advertise my Twitch, because I don't know when I'll get on that again.
Okay. I think that answered the questions. Hopefully that's everything you wanted to know. Back from Chris Art again. When does the art contest end?
I get to that at the end of this video.
All right,
after the questions.
So stick around. It will be coming back. Next up, Sheep Kashur. Sheep Kashur. I noticed on your Twitter you shared a post relating to sex workers. Did you have a friend or were a worker yourself at one point? I'll let you take that as you see fit.
This is public knowledge on this channel at this point. If you go through my older vlogs, yes, I was one. Legal though, not illegal. There's a big difference. United States, legally you can work in select locations in the state of Nevada. There are very strict laws, and it's only a select few counties, select few locations in those select few counties, and it's very limited. And also I have a history of, pretty much since I was old enough to do it, age 18, I've produced adult content, either for a company or on my own.
Alright.
And that is actually, production of adult content is considered sex work. And fun fact, if you are an adult performer, and you are paid up front for filming something, whether you're male or female, that is technically illegal.
So so it has to be paid after the fact?
No, basically if you show up if you're an adult performer and you show up to do a scene, and you're paid for doing that scene before the content is edited and sold somewhere else, that is you're considered paid for sexual services, and that is technically prostitution.
Okay. So, in other words, what you're saying is they first have to get a revenue sale through a store or a third party.
But no one does that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know no one does that, but I'm just trying to make sure I understand the legal versus illegal side. So we can explain it for them.
It's a gray area. Like, as far as I know, no major studio that does adult content has ever gotten hit for that. It's mostly people trying to, up and comings sometimes get hit. If a bigger studio catches wind of a smaller studio coming, they may try to sabotage them. But also there's a huge fight now from the big studios fighting against performers making their own content on, through their own websites or through services like OnlyFans. There is backlash from the mainstream adult content industry because these big studios don't have control over performers anymore. Now performers can make money for themselves and make money legally because they're not getting paid for the actual shooting and production of the content. They're getting paid for the direct sale of the content.
All right then.
I didn't even know that. So, all right, there you go then. All right, Randy Schultz. First thing, before anything else, I hope the pregnancy went well. I'll let you say if it went well or not.
It went pretty well. I had some complications after the birth, but other than that, everything was fine.
And so far, so good now. Knock on wood.
Yeah, I did gain a ton of weight, which I'm not happy with, but I couldn't predict that.
If you didn't gain weight when you got pregnant, I would have been severely worried.
I gained a certain amount with my first. I gained way more with this one. I was like, how? Because the baby wasn't that big when it came out.
Once again, you were pregnant.
I know. Okay.
Okay, okay, on to the questions from Randy. Just a guess which I conducted based off these things. 1, since you were away for 9 months, which is also the time pregnancy takes, roughly. 2, you have prohibited your husband to speak on the matter, which means it is a big deal. 3, you wanted to tease people to get them interested to reveal a big surprise reason why you were gone for a few days now. Result, I think you got a baby.
Okay, so...
yeah.
Alright, to cover that, I announced the baby happened. My first video back, which was, I think that video I posted sometime in June, which I recorded on my phone, because I could not get a computer to work with me for it.
Yeah, you had computer problems out the back end.
So I recorded it and uploaded it from my phone. It's back there. I'll probably try to drop it into a card somewhere up here for you to pick up and get to. But yeah, I said straight up, hey yo, sorry I was gone. I found out I was pregnant back, I think it was like early October, I think it was. And I found out I was pregnant, and I went cold turkey off my psych meds, which caused a lot of psych issues while I was pregnant, which caused a lot of depression and anxiety, which hindered me from working on anything. And 9 months happened, baby popped out. Baby's healthy, live and well. I'm back on my meds, which means I'm motivated again.
Right. Now, I'll speak on one other thing. I was not prohibited from talking about things. However, due to the nature of her request, due to the nature of uncertainty because of medical, I will say complications during the first few months, we kept it a secret just because it was, we were uncertain, and you didn't want to...
It was a need-to-know basis. Basically, for the first few months, only my close friends that I tell everything to knew, and my family and his family knew. That was...
Yeah. And
that was it.
And even, my extended family was kept in the dark. It was literally just like my immediate family and your immediate family. On top of that, work kicked off so fast, so hard that I even fell away from the Discord, which I tried to interact with on a regular basis, and even failed on that before the baby, or before the pregnancy, excuse me. And then everything happened, and I got swept up with stuff. So that was not a order of silence. That was just life took off like a rocket and has yet to slow down.
For me, I meant to initially make an announcement end of October, beginning of November. But at that point, any psych meds that were in my system had worn out, were gone. And that's when the depression and anxiety hit. And every time I thought to do it, I felt, it's been too long, people don't care, people forgot. And then, all the weird headspace crap.
Mm.
And it took literally the baby coming out, me getting back my medication, to finally be like, hey, I'm back.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what happened.
So, and to be fair, I honestly think that you needed a little bit of time off just from everything. I'm not saying you wanted to go away. It's just, sometimes
I love everybody.
Yeah,
I do. I love everybody. I love you all very dearly, but to some extent, I kind of became people's therapist.
Well, also, sometimes you just when you hit a stopping point, you just need to rest.
That was a quote from Anna, though, when she was talking about my absence on her Twitter, basically saying she's been playing therapist for a while now. Time to give her a break, y'all.
Okay.
But anyway, aside from that, also, I'm sure y'all could tell starting last summer I was hitting burnout. My uploads became less and less frequent. And I was hitting burnout anyway. So I definitely, even if I wasn't pregnant, I probably would have taken a break. It likely would have been, November through December through January for the holidays. So I could just take time off and spend time with my family. Mm-hmm. So it probably would have been only about maybe a 2-month break or a 3-month break. But I still probably would have taken a break. I would have announced it first. I wouldn't have just dropped off the face of the earth especially after posting a movie trailer for a film I've been working on about people who disappeared. So that was really bad timing on my part. I still think it's kind of ironic, but bad timing.
Yes. But sometimes timing is just the victim of circumstance. So that's nothing that really we could have helped with. So just apologies for the sudden silence. Okay, moving on. Me Time asks, what would be the perfect script to do in a video?
I don't write scripts.
Yeah, really.
I don't think this blew the minds of the other ASMR role players I've been chatting with. But I am more improv. It comes from just my background with my schooling and stuff and film production. And when I did the acting side of things, I am definitely more of an improv artist. I will write down notes of what I want to happen and kind of baseline of what I want a character to say. But I don't do everything word for word. I don't.
So in other words, you have points that you have like specific points that you want to hit in a video. I have
story beats to hit.
Yeah, and it's up to you how you connect the dots.
Pretty much, and it's also kind of how I keep the conversation sounding more natural rather than reading from a script.
Right. Okay. So
there really wouldn't be a perfect script to do.
One more from Yeet McGeederson. Do you like the more wholesome audios you make, or do you like the more erotic ones better?
It depends on my mood.
So it's really more mood based, or is it also potentially possibly character based?
It's character and mood based, but for a while I was definitely feeling more wholesome stuff, just trying to uplift people, make them feel better, feel less alone, feel like you got a friend, that kind of thing. And then sometimes I just want to freak people out.
All right. From, hold on, Ching on Gamer, excuse me. Who are some of your favorite characters to portray in videos? I think
I've already answered that.
Yeah, we already hit that one. Sorry, Ching. So, moving on. The evil cake. The cake is a lie. Can you do some hypnosis videos and videos where you speak with your voice?
Maybe. I'll think about it.
So, I'm forgive me, I'm going to expound a little bit because I'm a touch confused as a
basically doing hypnosis videos, but not as a character.
Okay, so as in just
me,
you
as a person.
Would you ever consider one with a character? Obviously, I understand the part about your own voice, but would you consider a hypnosis video with? Actually, to take that back, didn't you already do something like that with Scarlett?
Yeah, but okay. They're asking if I would do one as me.
Ah, okay.
Maybe.
Yeah, forgive me, I'm dense as a brick wall sometimes. So.
Okay.
Let's see. All right. So next question is. Hold on.
That's not a question. That's just a comment.
Ah, okay. Yep. All right. So. Alexi Cernkin. What started your thing for ASMR?
Already answered.
Yep. Which is more fun and harder to do between lewd and wholesome ASMR? So okay.
It's more difficult.
Which is more fun and which is harder?
More fun is probably lewd. More fun is actually more wholesome. Lately I've been having more fun with the wholesome stuff.
Okay.
And lewd's been a little bit harder because especially the ones that I can make for YouTube, I have to err on the side of caution. I have a lot more leeway with Patreon.
So okay, I'm just gonna kind of throw this caveat part to it. If you're not worried about YouTube censorship, would you consider which would you consider better, or more fun?
Still wholesome, probably be more fun because I like making people feel good in other ways.
Okay, all right. So that I just wanted to remove that one condition off that. Okay. Have you written all the vids that you have that have heavy stories?
The ones that are out so far, obviously already done. I have outlines for future ones.
Okay.
I have to find the outlines, but they exist.
I guess I see the point of. Well, actually, I'm not going to play speculation on this one, so I'm just going to move to the next part. How would you feel about twisting this into career on voice acting, like games, TV shows, etc.?
He knows this. I am friends with voice actors in anime, cartoons, and video games.
She is friends with quite a few of them, actually.
So, not like best friends, or we're hanging out at each other's houses, but I hit them up online. And they're like, "Oh, hey, Katie, how's it going? How's your day?" And that kind of stuff. And they know who I am. Connections are mostly through my family. I come from a family of nerds, so my mother has connections, even more so, to people in the anime and gaming industry, primarily. So she knows people who voice act and direct and stuff like that in that industry, and she's introduced me when I was young, so I kind of grew up with a lot of the old school people.
Lucky.
And now the new people kind of get to know me through the old school people, but I have shown my YouTube channel to some of them, and I've gotten feedback from them. They basically said, "Hey, if you ever put together a demo tape, we'll help you shop it around, but just keep in mind, this is a very competitive industry. You don't have any formal acting training, so that could be a hindrance." So
I think your roles speak for themselves. I mean, despite the fact that you may or may not have a degree.
But they said the fact that I don't have any formal training means that they don't know, looking at my resume, that I know how to do things like take direction. And things like that. Stuff that if I had formal training, they would know, I would know how to do.
Gotcha. I think that I'm going to spare my own opinion on that.
Next part, what's your favorite movie?
Oh, that's tough.
That's the hard one. Everything else that y'all have laid out, easy breezy, beautiful. Favorite movie, that's tough.
Yeah, it is. Old school movie would be A Clockwork Orange.
Oh, of course.
Slightly less old school movie, but pretty obscure, would be Cool World.
I'm not surprised.
Favorite more modern movie, which is a guilty pleasure of mine, is Mean Girls.
Again, not a surprise. Favorite Disney movie. I believe it says a lot about a person. So, do you favorite Disney movie?
I'm gonna do my favorite. I have 3. Again, I've before Renaissance, Renaissance-ish, post-Renaissance. Before the Disney Renaissance, my favorite Disney movie. Ooh. Yeah, this one. Yeah, this one. Fantasia is my favorite of the early Disney stuff. Favorite Renaissance movie, I guess I'd say it's the tail end of the Renaissance, would be Lilo and Stitch. And then my favorite post-Renaissance, Moana.
I'm not surprised by any of these.
Oh, you should be surprised I did not say Tangled, considering I've cosplayed as Rapunzel, and I have so much Rapunzel stuff.
True, but despite that you have it so much, you don't go on about it like you have the others. Now, that's not to say that your favorite, that you don't still have your favorites, but even though it's your favorite, you don't go on about it as much.
But so. Yeah, so I love Fantasia to pieces. It's a great movie to get drunk to. Great movie to drink to.
Right.
Lilo and Stitch. I have a Stitch collection that I started literally when the movie came out back in 2000. I think 2002 it came out.
I don't remember exactly, but that sounds about the proper timing.
So yeah, I have Stitch collection ever since then, and then with Moana, freaking The Rock just made that movie.
The Rock was the star of that show. I'm sorry. All right. What about anime? I'm guessing favorite.
Yes. Ooh, I've seen so many. Stop scraping the desk. The mic's picking it up.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Your phone's doing it, not me.
So, favorite anime. Ooh. Trying to think of like anime I can watch over and over and over and over and over again.
No, that's a trick. That is a trick.
Fruits Basket.
Fruba?
Fruba. I could watch the original over and over again. I still have to get through the new one.
We have the first season.
Yes, we do. Gotta get through that. But Fruits Basket is one of my favorites. I also like Spiral, but the anime never followed the manga, so it doesn't answer any of the questions. Like, what are the Blade Children? The anime doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah, it has that problem. Favorite ice cream?
Ooh. It's hard to get in America, but matcha green tea.
I'm just laughing at the word favorite.
Yeah, when I get ice cream, I try to get matcha green tea.
Kind of music are you into? I'm gonna put this. I'm gonna put these next two into one. What kind of music are you into? What do you think about heavy metal?
Music am I into? A lot.
She is.
I like Eurotrash, different genres of pop. I like EDM, trap, rock, alternative rock, hip hop. I do like some heavy rap. I like metal, and I like German metal, and German pop, and I'm all over the place. The only thing I don't listen to, that I don't seek out to listen to, is American country. Like, that's just off my list. I'm like, nah. The stuff that's been coming out the past 20 years has not been my cup of tea.
Nah.
As for I think about heavy metal, I love heavy metal. Alright, now, because you capitalized it, are you talking about the music genre, or are you talking about the movie? Because I like both.
Yeah. Alright. Do you believe in karma?
I do, to a degree. I believe in karma to a degree. Like, what goes around comes around. You put good out in the world, at some point you get good back. But if all you put out is negativity and bitterness and, you screw over other people, it's probably going to come around to you too at some point. Maybe not immediately, but in the future. You could cross someone when you're young, and then when you're 80, that's when it hits you.
Remember that when you're critical of yourself. You want to answer that one?
How would I describe a perfect vengeance?
Like, I'm not, like, you're the one that tells me to worry about content, so...
Yeah, I'm sorry, hon, I'm not going to answer that one, because that's just a little too negative for this channel.
Alright, so, I know you're into cosplay. How do you feel, into cosplaying? How do you feel about it?
It's gone so mainstream now, please stop.
Really? Really?
I miss when at least 50% of people at conventions were not in costume. They were just there in clothes, appreciating what was going on around them. And there weren't people stopping every 10 feet to take pictures.
Honestly, I can... you know what? I'm going to throw my... May I?
Yeah.
I'm going to throw my 2 cents on that one. I actually am grateful that people are, putting forward into cosplay, because it shows a love and it shows a love, and I'm also going to extend this not to just anime. I'm also going to shove this opinion towards Western comics, Marvel, DC, or other such. I think it's awesome that people actually want to dress up as their favorite hero, character, villain, you name it, they want to do it. Now, is there such thing as oversaturation sometimes? Maybe, but...
Oh, sure, now the AC turns off, so the audio's better. Now that we're almost an hour in.
Yup. Anyways, back to what I was saying. I think it's awesome that, some people, a lot of people are actually starting to kind of
do away with their inhibitions and just say, and a lot of people are saying, go for it, do what you want. If you want to do this, then go for it. Don't let anyone stop you from doing what you want to do within reason, please. But I think it's great that there are a lot more people trying, and if you really like it, try more, try to do better. My first cosplay was a store-bought Ichigo cosplay. Friggin', what was this, 2020?
Yep, around 2020.
2020. So that was. I'm not too great with math. 13 years ago, I think, if my math's accurate. And then I've expanded and pushed a little bit. Now I haven't done a whole lot lately, just because work has kicked my butt.
Wait, you did Ichigo in 2007?
Yes.
I did Ruki in 2007.
What convention?
I can't, because I'll give away our...
Yeah. Can't say. Sorry, that's classified. But yeah. Anyways, that was when I first tried, and of course, later on, I started finding other stuff, and did more and did more and did more. I kind of plateaued, wasn't able to do a whole lot, do more past that, just because of budgeting reasons and work constraints. But I honestly think that if you enjoy it, sorry, I'm gonna sit on that hand for right now. If you enjoy it, then yeah, keep going for it, and. If that means that there is a plethora of cosplayers or more cosplayers than regular people walking around at cons, then so be it. If you enjoy it, then enjoy it. So, sorry, I kind of ran hog wild with that one. Do you listen to other people's ASMR content? And if you do, we all know Bob Ross is the best, but who's your favorite?
I don't actively listen to anybody else's. Just because I don't want to accidentally get inspired in the back of my head and wind up accidentally copying somebody, if that makes sense. I don't want to do that.
That makes sense.
I don't want to risk stealing anyone else's thunder. I have become friendly with other ASMR creators. I've become friendly with Cerule, with Dude That's Lewd / Dude That's Wholesome. We become friendly. And Vitania, we're coming together and talking amongst ourselves, but I don't actively watch or listen unless they directly show me something because they want my opinion. I don't actively seek it out because I don't want something to accidentally slip into the back of my head and I wind up being a copycat.
And that's a safe bet. Although I will say you are allowed to take inspiration, but just not directly copy. So,
I still gotta be careful.
I mean,
yeah.
And that's fair and respectable. So, last question. Oh, really? There was a note at the end of this. Pick one, multiple, or none at all. At least I asked. Since we've done just about all of them, here's the last one. What do you think is the worst thing ever? You want to take that, or do you want to pass on the negativity?
I'm going to pass on negativity, because also this video is going on long enough, and I want to get to the fan art contest, and I want to get to the giveaway.
Alright, so that's the... two left. Okay, here we go. Do you speak other languages?
I used to be able to speak Hebrew fluently. I understand it now better than I speak it. I have to practice again to get fluent again, but if someone speaks Hebrew to me, especially in the context of Israeli Hebrew, I can understand the gist of what they're saying. Because I have family in Israel. I am so out of practice. I haven't actively spoken it since before my oldest kid was born. So it's been over 6 years. But parlez-vous français? I vaguely can speak French and sprechen Sie Deutsch. A little bit of German. I am able to pick up on some stuff, and I took Latin for years, starting in middle school through high school, so I can understand the basics of Romance languages like Spanish, French, Italian, through just my knowledge of the Latin language. So I understand languages better than I speak them.
Okay, last question. Are you a weebs? ? From Bebe. Oh shoot, I'm sorry. The language question was from Celera Direz? Cerola Direz. Direz. I'm like, I hope that... Direz. Direz? Okay. But yeah, that question was from Cerola. Okay, from Bebe, are you a weebs?
You're more one than I am.
True. No argument here. But are you? That's the question.
Used to be, not so much anymore. I don't have time to watch anything anymore.
Well, there you go. And
I'm currently trying to slowly get through BNA on Netflix. And the last thing I watched for that was Beastars.
Which, great shows, honestly.
Yep.
So.
What's it with Japan now and all the furry anime?
I don't know. I honestly think they have cycles, or they're just playing.
Are
the
they trying to
experimental.
cater to a new demographic?
Or I think they're just playing the experimental game, just because a lot of Isekai went way overboard for the, and it started what? Like it was like a one or two off thing every now and then in what was it, 2011, 2012, 2013, it just like overboard so much freaking isekai. That was literally like all that they did with the occasional niche, or the occasional obligatories. Yeah, okay. Before I go any further and potentially into dangerous territory, I'm gonna stop right there and say that was the last question.
And there is one other question that popped up elsewhere. When are you gonna do ASMR?
So on that note, it's been a challenge just trying to, number one, carve out a slot in time between alternating jobs and alternating schedules. But what I really have to do is brush up on the material I plan on using. Not using, but referencing from inspiration, and then deriving my own. I'm not necessarily. I'm going to take a cue off of you, and just hit some key points, and then just kind of string them along as best I can. I think we could probably even try like multiple takes and studio edits.
Yeah, but yeah. So you've done some stuff with me in the past, more so for Patreon, because my patrons adore you, and I'm not gonna argue that they love you.
Crowd favorite, I guess. Love you.
Love you.
But going back to when I start ASMR, or at least my subsection of ASMR, it's going to be a matter of time, because my job, between my job and my duty, it literally flips my clock around. Like, right now I'm on one, then I'm right now I was on one, then I flip to the other, and in a few more days I'm gonna flip back to the other, and then depending upon how things go, I may flip back to the second. It's literally like it's dependent upon the winds right now. But I haven't forgotten about it. It's still in the back of my mind. I just need to brush up on some of the inspirational materials, and then maybe come up with some ideas.
All right, dear. We've hit about an hour, so I better get to the fan art contest.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I meant to just wrap it up right there anyway. So.
High five.
Yeah.
All right. So fan art contest starts as of this upload, and will be ending September 1st. The art contest is basically draw one or more of my characters in your original style. It can be traditional art that you scan in and send to me, or it can be digital art that you make on the computer and send to me. It can be done, you can be doing 3D models. That's always pretty cool. The only thing I ask you don't do, because I don't consider it art, is one of those like Flash games where you like do a character creator on a Flash game. To me, that's not really effort. That's not really like making something. It's just clicking buttons around. But if you can draw it, or you can, pose it and render it via, a 3D model, or you can draw it out, then it's considered fan art. And you can send it to me via my email address, which I will throw up on here. You can DM it to me on Twitter. I will get to my DMs. I check them every other day. You can try DMing it to me on Instagram. I don't check Instagram as often. So your best bet is DM me on Twitter, email it to me, or if you see me on Discord, DM it to me on Discord.
So y'all got a lot of time before
you got a little less than a month and a half.
Yeah, so.
And you can submit as many times as you want. And the prize for the fan art contest, not only will I feature your art on my channel and give you a shout out, you also will win a bust commission through me to Anna Maria Bryant. The caveat to that is it has to be of one of my characters. But you get a piece of Anna art of whoever you like. It could even be a character she hasn't done yet before. You can just go through my roster of videos and someone catches your eye and just let me know and I will, get in touch with Anna and that will be the prize for you. Is a, fully rendered bust piece, fully colored, everything from Anna Maria Bryant.
And it's also a customizable piece, right? Like you could choose like facial expression, angle,
Outfit.
Pose, outfit. Yeah, there you go. So. And
the giveaway, you can't see on his phone because his phone's got a bare case, but pop socket. By the way, this phone case features fan art on it because I loved it so much. Thank you, Q, for getting me that fan art. But yeah, prize is not the case, but a pop socket. And you have a choice of a few characters. You can get, I'm going to put the pictures right in the middle. You can get Takara, Ruby, Doe, Holly, or Nika. Those are your choices.
Okay. I was going to ask, because didn't you have one more? Or...
No, just 5.
Okay, never mind.
And how you win the giveaway is comment down below that you have seen this video. Cite your favorite answer to one of my questions. You don't have to quote it word for word. Just basically say, hey, I liked your, movie choice of Clockwork Orange or whatever. So I know you actually watched this video. You didn't just skip to the end where I said when the giveaway and fan art contest is. And I will pick someone and I'll let you know to email me and then just let me know which character you want for the Pop Socket giveaway. And then I will need your address, your mailing address. So if you are a minor, please get permission from your parents so I can have your address to mail you something. So please, and be honest, please. And that's about it. Thank you so much for over 30,000 subscribers. I really appreciate it. I am back in action. There should be new roleplays coming up real soon as I have time to do them. And yeah, and he's here too for once.
For once. Real quick, if I may, thank you all for sticking with us even through our absence, specifically her absence.
Seriously,
It means the world, not only to her, but actually also to me, just to know that she has y'all looking out for her and, caring about her. That means the world. So, from the bottom of my heart, thank you.
Thank you. And if you want to learn more about me, check out website. If you want bonus content, I have a Patreon. The tiers are very reasonable. Just scroll through, see what you like. And thank you for subscribing. And thank you for sticking around, even though I've been away for forever. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Anyway, we've been doing this long enough. We have a baby to check on.
Sure do. Night, y'all.
Mwah. Stay awesome.
Take care.